there everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the extended monthly forecast for the sign of Pisces, sun, moon, and rising signs. This is for the month of September 2018. I hope that you enjoyed your August 2018 extended monthly forecast. It's always a pleasure to read for you, and I hope this video finds you in good health. So we are doing a 6-card spread today. We're just looking at general messages for your sign. We have the 3 of Fire turn over there. That's a nice, that's embarking on a plan of action here. It might be a message for someone there, or it could show up in your spread. 6-card spread, under bottom of the deck card for general energy. And then of course, we'll get jumper cards from each of the oracle decks following your spread. So general messages for Pisces, general messages, Pisces sun, Pisces moon, and Pisces rising signs. General messages for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising signs. General messages, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. If you don't like the shuffling, check the scroll bar below and begin the video when the cards are laid down. I appreciate it's not for everybody, but I do find it very calming, and I do leave it in because it could be trance-like. And I do find it helps some people calm down. So I hope that's helpful, but never worry. You can always skip ahead if it's not your cup of tea. Messages for Pisces, Pisces sun, Pisces moon, and Pisces rising. Pisces sun, Pisces moon, and Pisces rising. Pisces sun. General messages, Pisces. That one flipped over too. Ooh, somebody could deliver a blunt truth. And follow it up with a nice little message of love. You could have a heart-to-heart and get to the bottom of an issue this month. That could be a message for a specific Pisces. So let's stop looking at jumpers here. We're just going to focus on general messages. Pisces, general messages for Pisces. All right, yes. All right, so the energy that might surround you throughout the month is moderation. This is lovely. This is really, temperance, okay? So the patience card in this deck is temperance. So a lot of healing energy here. There is a patient quality to it. There's a moderate quality to it. There could just be a sense of, don't rush. Don't try to hurry nature. Don't try to intellectualize a natural event or an organic event. Perhaps just being moderate and patient with yourself. But there is a lot of healing here behind temperance. There could be angels near as well. And of course, we all know that angels are welcome and appear whenever we're struggling. So if you're struggling, really ask for help from a guardian angel. Look at that, 3 major arcanas already. There's going to be some big shifts for you coming out of an anxious period. Look at all them. Holy smokes, Pisces. Major changes. First of all, snapshot of what I'm looking at here, like I always do, major changes for you in the month of September. You're not going to be anxious anymore. You're making changes. There's no fire here, but I think you might be making up your mind and heart before you take action. Or if an action has already taken, you are moving in the direction of your dreams and goals unapologetically. So maybe this is really just about being patient or moderate with the process, but I do see this as being patient with yourself at this time. First of all, let's look at all the major arcana. 2, 4, 5 out of an entire 7 cards. There's only 22 of those in the entire deck. That's quite significant. Decision has to be made. Moving forward without knowing the next steps with faith. Anxiety, feeling rejected, going within, possibly a Virgo. Meditation here. And then the Justice, which is the balance, the great balance, the great cosmic balance. So yeah, do yourself and the people that you love around you a favor and be patient with this process. As I mentioned, there's no one's energy here, no fire. So I don't see you specifically taking an action this month. But a very significant decision is yours to make this month. And I think that you know it. I think that time is up, is what I think. Okay? Time is up. You're not going to live like that another day. You're not going to tolerate that another day. Okay, that's what I feel is going on here. It's a whole new world for you somehow. There's just a lot of potent energy here. With the major arcanas, they're pretty self-explanatory. You only have 2 minor arcanas. They're both under 9. 5s are relatively insignificant to me, just and by that I just mean that they shift quickly. This can change within a day. 5s and under is something that's, rather fleeting. But this is a circumstance, right? It's a pentacle. So it's a circumstance. It's an environment. Maybe you have, in reality, maybe you have less than you thought you did. Less money, less physical health, less assets or resources. Maybe someone shunned you when you needed them the most. Maybe emotional support, right? But it's temporary. It's temporary. Don't let that overshadow what's going on. Just gorgeous energy. I'm actually going to get right into the cards themselves in their positions because I really just lay that out as simply as I can for you as a general message. Really coming through something here. This is definitely not the time to go backwards. Do not go back, because what you're coming out of is an extremely anxious sort of a sense of anxiety here. So definitely don't go backwards. Here in the position representing the situation or concern for the month of September for you, Pisces, is the Lovers. Now, we're dealing with a 6, so we're dealing with balance of emotion. It is sitting on top of a pentacle card, so I'm going to suggest there could be a balance of assets here, balance of finances and resources. If this is a situation and this preceded it, which it did, the 8 of Swords precedes the decision between the mind and the heart. This is about the mind. So you either wanted to calm the mind and you made a decision about that. What do I do to calm the mind? Well, I'm going to go out into the world with the eyes of a child and have full faith that what comes next is good for me, which is a beautiful, beautiful energy to have. So the Fool represents you this month. It's one of my favorite cards out of the whole major arcana. And then, of course, it sits on top of the Hermit, so going within. I would suggest at this time it would be wise for you to spend less time and energy discussing an issue or concern with others, unless you're seeing a registered, physician, dietitian, therapist, counselor. Like, do not stop going to appointments. I just mean, if there is an element of venting, complaining, worry, anything having to do with communicating worry or anxiety, I'm going to say, you know what? Don't allow yourself to go there. Look through the eyes of a child. Everything is fresh and new. And the next step will be there. Just have faith. So getting out of your head is one of the decisions you need to make. And the other one is, what are you going to do with your heart? I don't usually say that with the Lovers card. I simply just say it's a decision. The mind and heart. How are you going to balance that? And these are bookended by, the balance of that decision making. But because I know that this preceded this, I know that you were already suffering mentally or in your mind or with your thoughts and ideas about something here. You don't want that again. So first of all, the decision around between the mind and the heart, first you had to take them to task. What was your mind doing? Providing anxiety. Okay, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to have faith and I'm going to trust and I'm going to do healing work and be patient with myself and moderate in this process so that I do not sabotage it. And when I choose to lead with my heart, I can look through the eyes of the child and be new again and be fresh and free. The 0 is extremely important here. It's extremely important. The energy, numerologically speaking, from a 0 is pure, okay? So it's pure energy that helps you move ahead. You're just moving forward. You're taking a leap of faith, quite literally here. So really beautiful energy around the Lover's decision between the mind and heart. As I mentioned, the Fool, just take a look at some of the artwork here. And it's really precious. There's definitely someone on your side. There isn't an animal. No. A lot of the artwork around the Fool in some of the decks, for example, feature an animal or some sort of companion. So there isn't in this one, but I will suggest that you are guided. Someone is on your side. You do have companionship, but you'll notice like a little, I think that might be a bugle, some sort of horn there. But you're making an announcement. This isn't something you're shy about or remotely fearful of or even resistant to anymore. Thank God, because you've decided to stop living that way. What were you resisting? It was just all fear. It was just all fear. It was all fear, all doubt, all lack, all this, right? So be careful you don't slippery slope back into this because this is turning into your present. You can slippery slope back into that. Be careful that you do not. Keep your vibration high. Keep moving toward that leap of faith for yourself. It's unusual for me to say that a 8 of Swords and a 5 of Pentacles would be similar. I wouldn't say they're exact energy, but there's very much sort of anxious and feeling rejected, feeling forlorn, feeling at a loss. So, and this is mental energy. This is practical energy. So just be sure here that you're not tripping yourself up. You're not getting in your own way. You're not going backwards. You've made a decision here and you just need to move forward with it. It's really not much more complicated than that. Your biggest task this month, Pisces, could very well just be, this could be the most important message right now, believe it or not, is heal yourself through this process by having patience for yourself and the process, and also live moderately. It could be if for whatever reason here there's splitting of assets or spousal support, just as a concept, some sort of payment or income here. It could be like, hey, it's not always going to be like that, but you make ends meet. Take it day by day. Take it day by day right now until things there in your present improve, okay? Here in your future is the Hermit. This is where we're looking at some Virgo energy. There's a Virgo, of course, rules the harvester. There's a harvest. Something is getting rid of, but you can only figure this out by going inside. There could be a newness or freshness around meditation or self-love or even personal healing. Healing your own life might be an element that you're experimenting with this month. If you're not, you're being called to. But again, I want to back up for a tiny second. When I was mentioning here, about venting or talking to someone else, unless it's a professional, I'm going to suggest, maybe enough with the lists, enough with the diaries and the journal entries, enough with the expressing yourself on social media just to vent, enough with the I'm going to talk to my friend about a crappy situation. Okay, that's over and done. We're not going to do that anymore. At least for the month. What we're going to do is we're going to go within. How do you sturdy yourself? How do you steady yourself? How do you get more practical in yourself and in your ideas and in your leap of faith here? So if you have trouble accepting that this is you this month, for example, go within, see how you feel about taking a leap of faith this month. Look at it this way too. I mean, it's only going to create good in your life. It's only going to get you out of feeling anxious and overwhelmed and maybe even isolated, mentally. It can get you out of that, believe it or not. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? When you meditate or go within, it's almost like you're automatically just even, all those internal thoughts are going to collapse around you and take over, but that's not what happens. What you can actually do is start harvesting, you're there to face what's actually going on in your mind and what's going on in your physical environment, and you're taking stock of that. But the beautiful thing about the hermit or the harvester is that you get to decide what to keep and what to let go of. And you can only decide that when you go and you name it. You go within enough and you go deep enough and you take that calculated risk here, loving yourself enough in a moderate and gentle and healing and patient way, in a temperate way. Seriously this month, I think your motto could be, take it day by day, one day at a time. So counterintuitively, it looks like maybe you should be seeking outside for answers, but it's saying go within. You'll be more comfortable, certainly, about taking that risk for yourself. And you don't owe anyone any answers. You need to do something for you here. And here with your advice card is justice. This is the justice card. So a great deal of balance here, a leveling. There could be a leveling. We are dealing with 1-6 here. Of course, this is balance as well. So bookending your whole reading is an element of balance. It could be your right next to one day at a time. Could be one of your mottos this month as well. We want to balance in all things, especially if you're taking a leap of faith or headed in any new direction here. Be generous with yourself about that and be patient. However, if you are dealing with a legal matter, it's very possible that the legal matter could be working out to your benefit at this time. Things could tip, the scales of justice could tip in your favor at this time. But I think that you're extremely worried about that. You do have the sort of anxiety card on top of it. So is it something you can let go of? Can you let go of overthinking that? Let's just say it happened, didn't go in your favor. How can you predict how you'll manage that? Okay, maybe you need a lifestyle change. Maybe there's a new direction for you that you didn't choose. Maybe you did think something, you took a chance, you expressed something or made a decision or the mind and the heart, and it forced you to go in this direction, but you didn't necessarily want to. You were hoping that it would turn in your favor or that they would agree with you, etc. Hold on, I've got a few cards topped over. I certainly hope that's not the case. I hope that whatever's going on here in the justice card for you is all about balancing, seeking balance. We do have a mental or an intellectual card above it, so it could just be about mental balance right now for you. Leap of faith is a really important aspect. It does represent you. Another thing with the hermit I'm going to suggest as well is you could be looking to people who are healers. You either are involved in healing or you are seeking healing this month as well, Pisces. Just some other messages for you there. We're just looking for a jumper card from the romance angels here. I expected that to be a whole lot longer, I'll be honest. It's not very often that I get the majority of a very short-carded reading to be major arcana. So yeah, this is a lot of potent energy. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So yes, so whether this is school or travel or friendships or romance or the work environment, whatever that relationship is for you, give it a chance. You want to work on that partnership between you and one other person. That other person can be you. It can be your inner child. It can be how you see yourself. Okay, maybe you were in denial about the way that you thought about yourself or the way you treated yourself, or about a condition that you needed to examine. So whether this is a relationship with an entity who is external to you or the relationship you have with yourself, you're being asked to work on that this month, okay? You want to work on your partnership. Who is your partner? What is this concerning for you? And what are you partnering up about? You want to make sure that they're on the same page as you, even if they're not exactly at the same level or point of development, etc. It's really important just to have support, again, with the balance, okay? And also yourself, balance yourself. If you're overwhelmed by something one day and you need an extra break or you need extra time, you're going to balance that. One day at a time. Don't torture yourself with planning too much into the future. Here we have loyalty, especially right next to work on your partnership and relationship. Give it a chance. We could have, something that has to do with a romance. If that's the case here, there's going to be, I'm going to suggest that you are going to have to come to terms with something here if this is about a relationship. Either you're being loyal to someone who isn't, or you're loyal to an idea or an ideology, or even an institution, such as marriage, where it's inappropriate or where it's not time to do that anymore. On the flip side, someone could be doing that to you. You could be loyal, and they're not pulling their weight, which creates an imbalance. I would really love to see you get away from this 8 of air and the 5 of earth, though. This heavy anxiety and this feeling of rejection. Curious as to what that's about when the card representing you is, I'm moving ahead with pure faith. It's almost like you're second guessing yourself. So yeah, if you cannot do that this month, just treat yourself as though you would treat someone that you really, really liked. Don't give yourself a hard time. It doesn't work. It doesn't help. Don't give yourself a hard time. Don't let anyone else do it to you either. Here with a leg up, support is being given to you. Support is being provided to you. You've gone so far as you could by yourself right now. I think that you could be asking for some help. It could be financial. You could need financial support or even physical. If this is a medical issue, you could need medical assistance at this time. On the other hand, this could be help from within. The Hermit does feature in your future very prominently here. So if you're stuck and all options have been exhausted and you don't know where to turn and you don't want to spend more money on it, etc., I'm going to suggest meditation this month. Sitting quietly, sitting still. It sounds a lot easier than it is. So, but it's worth it. It is worth it. You can't tame until you name. So if there's something dogging you and it's coming from within and it's not an external agent to you, be courageous and go within and begin to tackle that. I don't think anyone can, fully tackle that type of energy in a matter of days, especially if it's been concreted there or it's old or it's, major arcana energy, as it were. Have the patience with yourself and the process here. Give yourself credit and a lot of freedom to do what's right for you. But yeah, ask for help if you need it. I would suggest to do that with either, calming your mind or around assets and resources. I do think the asset and resource issue is short-lived. And the 8 of Swords is past energy, so let's not concern ourselves too much with that. Here we have ideas and inspiration. Totally. So the 8 of Swords is misuse of mental energy. That's the opposite of this, okay? Ideas and inspiration is the opposite of misuse of energy. This is the best use of your imagination. Use ideas to propel you into the future. Be inspired. Find something that inspires you. This is inspiring. This energy, you, this month, are inspiring. Maybe just revel in that. Let yourself enjoy yourself. These could come through, I do believe a great deal of innocence is necessary for you to hear or heed or even, understand these messages, ideas and inspirational messages. Remember that getting help from an outside source as well does not have to be through someone that you know. It can be through your favorite author, musician, actor. Hesitant to say politician. I hope that's not the case. I'm teasing. Whomever, your parent, a partner, your child, okay? So whomever you get ideas and inspiration from, spend some time with someone who delivers that type of emotionally, aware and healthy energy. And remember to take it day by day. Don't stress yourself out. Really, this is all a process. This is a brand new sort of journey for you. The Fool is the brand new journey, starting from zero. Okay, resetting the clock, resetting time. Okay, so, give yourself a break here. Try not to get wrapped up in the past. The past is come and gone. You're not going to live life through that rear view mirror. Promise me you're not. Loyalty, again, it's double-edged. You can use it to your advantage or it can be used against you. So just be sure here that this is energy that's being, you're using to your advantage and isn't being used against you. For example, someone trapping you or convincing you to stay or to do something they want to do out of a sense of loyalty. Okay, so your loyalty is to yourself and to your highest good and to your personal development. You don't have to hurt anyone else in the process. That's certainly not what I'm saying. But you have to be loyal to yourself and to your own vision. You do have the answers. The future is saying you do have the answers. Merely go within. It'll be provided to you, and things will balance out or seek balance this month. So that is your reading for the month. That's a pretty intense reading for you, Pisces. You'll have to let me know how it goes in the comments below. Let me know what you think of it and how it panned out for you. I want to thank everyone, by the way, for subscribing to my channel. Each and every one of you makes all the difference in the world to me being able to do this work and to encouraging me to do this work. So thanks so much for doing that. And thank you to everyone who likes and shares my videos as well. That means the world to me, and I would love to be able to do this full time someday. So the more support and encouragement I get, the more I can feasibly do this. So, and also if you have any personal concerns or issues, I think I might have mentioned at the start, just check out the description box below. You can contact me at any time and we can set up a reading for you for any concerns that you have. But outside that, this is your general reading for September. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that it was helpful and healing. Until I see you in the next couple of weeks, take excellent care of yourselves, Pisces. Bye for now.